while we're like almost live. Because is bourbon the one in a hot toddy?
I think you could do whiskey or bourbon.
And are whiskey and bourbon so dissimilar? I'm just like vodka or wine. I don't like to taste my booze.
I believe all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
Okay. That does not help me.
No, it doesn't.
But they're
really
both
help
brown.
either.
Are they both brown?
They're both brown liquor and
aged in a barrel.
I guess we got on bourbon because of old fashions. And so I just always buy bourbon instead of whiskey.
And that's just like become
it's become my thing.
Your thing.
I've transitioned from a gin and tonic person, which I still enjoy one of those, but bourbon's all year round for me now.
And I feel like bourbon sounds classy to me, and
absolutely.
So I have this catalog. It's a rich people catalog. I can't shop there, but I just look at it, and they have like these fancy vessels that you put a huge ice cube in.
Yes.
But I think that's meant for bourbon. Maybe somebody else knows and is more sophisticated than me.
Bought the special
Dave. Hi, Dave.
Ice cube things where you get the nice square big cube, so you just need one.
Yes.
Shawnee has that here too.
So classy.
Yeah.
Or have you seen the circle ones? You can get like an ice sphere.
Yes. I had that for a while, and I could never nail it because you have to be graceful to do that. And
Heather Miller is here. Hello, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
It's just fun. My brother and I were waxing poetic, Mayor, hello, about ice cubes. Because my brother's like 60 and not a fancy guy, and he went to buy ice, and it was like party ice. And he was like, it was cocktail ice. But all this to say, like, does ice make the drink for you? Because I love Sonic because of their ice. They've got the best ice.
So I floated around for a couple of months while I was waiting for a new place to live, and I camped out with my good friends Rod and Sandy, and they have a Sonic ice machine, like, in their house. It's just a little fridge that makes Sonic ice, and it was the best thing ever.
I want a Sonic ice machine.
Not to brag, but I got to live with that for 2 months. It's tough.
All right, so Heather agrees that ice does make a difference. It does.
It's indeed.
Sonic. I didn't intend for this. This is supposed to be like a really important conversation about songwriting. We're talking about ice all night. But like, Sonic has the ones.
The song.
They're like the tube ones, right? No, they're the tiny little chunks.
Yeah, little like chunks that their texture's just right. Doesn't hurt when you crunch it.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So you're like halfway between a soda and a slushie.
Pretty much, which I find that doesn't work great for, I don't like it in bourbon too much, I mean in a pinch, but, you know.
No, I think we should be taking notes on all of this, really.
And I'm going to somebody's going to Google what makes a bourbon. Is it the age or where it's made that makes it bourbon? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, maybe someone will know or Google will know. And I'm just so excited to have you on here. I talk about you like every week on this live stream.
Oh, I'm very excited that you asked me, and I don't know. This has been I've looked forward to this for a long time, and thank you for having me.
Gosh. So I'll update people. So we met back in October, I think. I don't even think we met. I just saw you in a song circle.
Yep. Yeah, we were in that big song circle at Serenade, yeah.
It was huge. It was like 25 people.
So large.
And you were way on the other end.
20 feet apart. Yeah.
Yeah. And the song that I contributed was Gangsta's Paradise.
So good.
And but then it got to you, and you did this amazing, beautiful song. And I was like, why did I choose Gangsta's Paradise?
Well, I only did it because I don't know any Coolio. So I was like, oh, Jesus, I got to do something I know. Grace already threw down.
But this song that you did has stuck with me until your album came out, when I was finally able to listen to it again. You and Shawnee.
That's amazing.
It was just, so I hope that you play it tonight. No pressure.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I just wanted folks to know, like, that's how I knew Jana was, like, the one who played the song that I loved at Songwriter Serenade.
And then we really met when at South by Southwest, which is such an origin story, really.
Yeah. At that place. And that place was in a movie that I had never seen. Dazed and Confused?
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah, totally.
Well, it was like, this was in a movie, and I was like, what movie is that? I've never heard of it.
And I was drinking, let's just talk about alcohol all night. They had a beer called Hazed and Confused.
Oh, yes.
Take it back. It's called McConaughey's, which is related. Anyway. Guys, we've gone off the rails. You're here now, though, so you're stuck with us.
No, this is perfect. I like, the beginning of these, I never know what to talk about because you're just waiting for people to come in.
Yeah.
And so from now on, it's going to be waxing poetic on ice, I think.
Perfect.
Ice. And everyone's just lucky we didn't start on the Johnny Depp because, guys, I have to tell you that I have been so thoroughly invested in this Johnny Depp trial. I just have all the thoughts and opinions. So we'll get into that important stuff later.
And I'm excited.
So, hey, this is Jana Pochop, and you are so cool. How's that for a segue?
It's all smoke and mirrors, my friend. I'm a giant dork, and I'm happy to be here.
I like that. So, did you say I'm a giant dork and I'm happy to be here? I feel like that could be merch.
That could be my business card.
Yes. I have a new logo someone made because I often say you have to like revel in your nerditude. And so that's going to be on shirts. And you could have the I'm a dork and I'm glad to be here. And,
Then we could trade shirts and then, it would be perfect.
Just
Shawnee's
thinking.
Shaking her head already. She's like, oh, God.
Is she saying no? Is that a no-go?
She's generally supportive. Okay.
All right, listen, I want folks to hear you. I think we can do a song.
Let's do a song.
Okay.
Grace, thank you again for having me. This is so fun.
God, I'm like fangirling over here.
Okay, this one's called Quiet All the Time, because I'm an introvert. Take this out. What's the point of all this silence? What's it gonna be this time? Is it the thick and dreamy air? The comfortable kind? The hush that locks the car door at 50 miles an hour to feel alright. Is it the album that's still playing? Is it that the music
after your headphones are in. So good.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm such a fan.
The old headphone shuffle.
I just want everyone to know that we purposefully matched the color scheme tonight with her headphones. It was a great. I'm such a fashionista.
It for you guys. Yeah, it's so that you guys have a pleasing aesthetic experience.
It's important.
It is.
So that is from your new record, yeah?
Yeah, it's called
The Astronaut.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this album to everybody. It's on all the streaming things. And I didn't mention to you, I have a Spotify playlist of everyone who comes on here. So,
that's rad.
Jana's songs will be on that playlist. So you should follow it. You're welcome.
You're a rock star.
So, you're from Albuquerque originally, is that right?
Yeah, grew up in New Mexico.
It's such a beautiful... I hadn't really gotten to explore New Mexico very much until the tour I just did.
You just went, yeah. I get so excited when people get to go for the first time because it's so different. I think it's different than any of our other 49 states. It's just its own little planet. I love it.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful. Carolyn Schulman is here and says hello.
What's up,
and Heather,
Carolyn?
and Denise is here, and Chris. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So can I tell you a funny thing I did in New Mexico?
Yes, please.
So I'm from Cape Cod, and I don't know why I did this, but I ordered shrimp cocktail in New Mexico, and I just don't know why I did that, because it was
Did they put green chili in it?
Yeah, it was a very different experience.
That is our strength and our weakness is we put green chili in everything.
It was like pico de gallo, but like a really spicy one just with shrimp in it.
Yeah.
That's not shrimp cocktail to me, and it was delicious.
But not,
if I had been expecting that. You know, like I was just hankering for some good old-fashioned cocktail sauce.
I've had green chili ice cream. I've had red chili oatmeal. I've had
ice cream.
I've had it in everything. Yeah, heat and sweet. It's great. It's good stuff. It is a vegetable, but you can put it in dessert. So.
See, I was really thrown off by green tea ice cream, but I didn't know there was a spicy one.
Yep.
Although my friend did give me some chocolate, and like I took a bite of it. I have really like bad acid reflux, not that the world needs to know this. And I took a bite into this chocolate, and it was like chili in it, and it was I can see where somebody would like that. It was just when you're not expecting it. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Yay. Shawnee's here. I know Shawnee's here. She's right here.
Carolyn thinks my spicy shrimp cocktail is questionable too.
Yeah.
See, see, I was trying to speak in French but failed. You just got back from France.
I did. I can't speak in French either, so.
Je parle un peu.
That's better.
When I was in high school, my vision for my future was that I was going to be bilingual and marry a foreigner. Like that was my plan for life.
Noble goal.
Just because I thought it was cool, and so I used to like think in French on purpose. I was good at it, but
That's awesome.
It's long gone now.
I grew up with, I took Spanish from like 5th grade through college, and I still am not a good speaker, but I can read it pretty well, but I can get through like Spanish in conversation, but French just blew I'm like, I can't do anything here. I'm just going to say merci all the time and bow. Like, that's what I did. And pointed at the croissant, and that's what I did. It was great. They're very lovely people.
Hey, you were communicating. That's really, that was what was important. So I was trying to think, this is my question I ask every other songwriter. So in a song circle or something like this, do you tailor the song you have played to what was just played, or do you just blaze your own trail?
I'll often back and forth. If my brain can come up with something like, yeah, that really fits, do it. And if I'm at a loss, like I feel like I don't have like a funny song. I haven't mastered that art yet. So if there's a round of that, I'm gonna have to break it. So then I just try to fake it and be like, you know what, guys? Yeah. It's a weird art, that song circle stuff.
I know. That's when I do Coolio, when I'm like, I don't know what else to do.
It's amazing. It's an amazing go-to.
Oh, man, it's ridiculous. So I was wondering, because I was sitting here thinking, like, what on earth am I going to play? But we were talking about booze. So I'm going to do a song. It's not necessarily pro-booze, but it's about, you know, times in my life where I didn't make great choices because of it. Speaking of which, you're drinking bourbon. I'm drinking The world's best cranberry wine.
Oh, man.
Cheers.
We have won. Cheers, my friend.
Shawnee wants a funny Jana song.
Okay. I'll tell you, please ask me about how Shawnee and I communicate in all caps later, but not right now. We'll
Okay, yeah, I'd like the details. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a song and just take a moment to say to everybody that this is what we do for a living. And so if you like what we do, you could throw something in the virtual tip jar, and we're splitting that whole thing 50-50. I often get asked about that. All right. Melissa says, speak Spanish. Oh, yeah. Melissa's referencing your song. Speak Spanish to Jana when you're drunk. Okay. Here. I can't face it no more. No familiar feet walking through the door. Wall away. What's it gonna take to make this bird sing? But lately I've been holding on to certain vices. Sometimes I get sloppy when no one's there to stop me. No, I take the bottle off the shelf. What am I doing to myself? You drive me like a stone. I can feel it echo in the bone. Rich like wine, I pretend that everything is fine. But lately I've been holding on to certain vices. Sometimes I get sloppy when no one's there to stop me. No, I take the bottle off the shelf. What am I doing to myself? Drops out below me. Hear a million voices that just wanna show me. Hiding no hope, ain't no way to turn it around. Oh, burying the bottle, believe life keeps going. Forgetting the fear as it comes every morning. 'Cause I have wings and I get sloppy when no one's there to stop me. No, I take the bottle off the shelf. What am I doing to myself? Oh, I'm trying to unmute you. Thank you.
That was me. That was awesome.
Thank you. I need to tell you, I have a tick, like a live stream tick, where I giggle after every song, and I'm so glad that I didn't in that moment. So,
That's
anyway,
awesome.
That's
I mean,
goal tonight, not do that. That song,
pressure.
can I just tell you, so I wrote that song for a song prompt, because you know, a song group, and the prompt was sloppy, and initially I'm like, that's the most disgusting word I've ever heard.
It's an awful word. Yeah, you nailed it. Stop me and sloppy, that's like, I love a good slant rhyme, and that is...
Thank you.
Yeah.
I brought it to a Play for Publishers workshop in Nashville, and
they didn't like it.
No, she's like, I just wish you chose a different word.
Listen, Nashville.
Right? I was like, I had to not get kicked out of the club. I needed to use that word. Anyway,
No.
It's a gross word. I'm just recognizing that it's a gross word.
It's the perfect word for that song, though, and for drinking, and we've all been, yep, nailed it.
Thank you.
So good.
Oh, Ken is here. Do you know Ken? You know Ken, right?
Ken, yes. Hi, Ken. Yay. There's a lot of cool people here.
There's so many cool people here tonight. Ken, I just wanted to tell you that I ran today. That was all. Ken had like a running streak of running every day for over a year.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Ken.
Like, I don't even walk that many days in a row.
No. The only thing I reliably do is probably nap. I don't know. That's amazing. Good for you, both of you.
I wasn't good at it, and when I say run, it was probably being gracious. So Jana.
Yes.
No pressure here, but I just love that song with the flashlight line in it.
Oh.
So much.
I know
And
that one.
I have this vision of Songwriter Serenade happening again and a late night song circle happening again.
I believe these will come true.
And
already.
you maybe singing that song, and then me maybe adding a third harmony, because I'm assuming Shawnee's going to add a harmony to it. Like
shit.
that's just, I'm trying to manifest.
If I get both of you on harmonies, I'll just play that song 8 times in a row. Everyone will be like, stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Like the Grace and Shawnee or something.
Nobody would ask you to stop because it's just so good.
Aw.
That's what I have to say about that.
Okay, let's manifest this at Serenade.
That's a real
2
thing,
weeks?
man. People manifest all the time,
Absolutely. We have to. How else are we going to do this?
right? I know. Just one more reminder. I hate asking for money, but this is our job, so you can give us money. And here, down there.
Right there.
What are you
Thank
going
you,
to play
guys.
next for us, my friend?
Well, since you mentioned it, I'm going to do that song. Let's do
Oh,
as
yes.
long as it feels right.
Okay, yay.
Okay. Thanks for asking for this. This one's kind of my mantra song that kind of kicked off the idea for my record, and just I won't babble too much on this perfect live stream, but I have loved Mary Chapin Carpenter for as long as I can remember, and she's the reason I write songs and play guitar and do those at the same time, because she's been so good at it for so long. So a few years ago I wrote her an email and I said, Dear MCC, thank you for being such a great guiding light in the music business and for artistic integrity and for all that stuff. And she emailed back and she said, thank you for that, and it's nice to hear that what I do has inspired other people. She's like, I often don't know if I'm doing it right or if I'll keep doing it. And she's like, you just have to keep on your creative path for as long as it feels right. And I thought that was such good advice, and I also thought it was a song title. So that's how that happened. I forget to do this. I broke down in Minnesota, both by temperament and car, and I got baptized with the hood up while the summer monsoon roared. See, I am good at my own buttons, I will push them till I break, and when I finally fall apart, I punch a fist into the ache. Gotta keep my eyes bright, I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. So I wake the day of fighting, burn horizons from both ends. I fight the fire, monopolizing all my thoughts when I'm in bed. And I'm fighting for the kindness in its incremental sparks, for all the souls that are the lions who let their love roar in the dark. Gotta keep my eyes bright, I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front can't stand to be alone. And it's the clouds that pull the storm up. It's the company I keep. And it's the things my mother said out loud when she thought I'd gone to sleep. And it's the sun that breaks the clouds up, the first deep breath after the flood. It's the magnetic force that binds us with all the iron in our blood. Gotta keep our eyes bright. We will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. As long as it feels right.
It's so freaking good. I love that song.
Thanks.
It's so good. Larry, hello, good evening.
Larry's
Melissa
here.
Clark has some
Melissa's
wonderful...
a badass.
I know. So grateful to Melissa for everything she does for indie artists. But look, if you share this, then more people will see it. Thank you,
Heck
Melissa.
yeah. Thanks,
David said that was
Melissa.
fabulous. I think it's fabulous. So the line that got me, I wonder if it's the same. Does everyone comment on the line in that song that got me?
Is it the mother line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just, it can make you feel a number of ways depending on where you're at that. But like, it just makes me feel something every time I hear it.
Yeah. I'm proud of that, and my dear mother, who I have an excellent relationship with, still loves that song, I think, so she's okay with it.
Good.
I think it's just a typical, we've all been there, like, sneaking around the couch at night or whatever when we're little or when we're teenagers, and it happens. It's just part of growing up, so. Yeah.
I have 3 teenage stepdaughters. I don't know if you know that fun fact about me.
Wow.
I'm not old enough.
Props.
I'm not old enough to actually be their mom, just to give people context here. And I'm so new to this whole thing, and I was frustrated with one of them and was like venting to another mom looking for advice. And then one of the girls came downstairs. She said, "I heard what you said."
There you go.
And I was
There
just
you
like,
go.
well, I guess I just have to tell you that I meant it.
Yeah.
No backing out of that one.
I'm just trying to figure it out like you are. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Man, learning how to become a human.
And helping other humans do it too. That's amazing. I mean,
don't know how to yet, though.
I bet you're doing I bet you're the coolest effing stepmom ever. So, there.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Oh, man. There are songs about that. But I was thinking, the way the mom line hit me today made me feel like nostalgic. It just made me feel nostalgic. Because going backwards is something I've been fighting myself on a lot. I find myself looking through old photo albums and just wishing I could go back.
Yeah.
I dive headfirst into it.
Totally.
And
yeah.
one of the things that's the hardest for me, and I recognize that other people have worse things that go on in their lives. I just want to couch this with that. But we lost our home. We stood in our driveway while it was auctioned, and it was just the most traumatic thing ever. And so my entire adult life has been in my mind being like, I'm going to get rich enough that I can just buy that house back.
Wow.
But it's been this burden I've been carrying around for a long time, just wanting to vindicate my parents and go home again. And I had this moment of realization, you can't actually do that. Even if I bought that house, it's not really going home again,
Yeah, that's true.
And so finding a way to leave the past in the past. It's been my working on
Sounds
myself this year.
Lifelong process. Good thing you're a songwriter.
I know. But that's how that song often hits me. It just sends me back to being a teenager and, things my mom said. And, I'm in the house and anyway. So I guess that's the song that I'll do.
Yay.
And this one actually, so I wrote this song. I wonder if you're this way too. You can probably tell listening to most of my music, I love pop music. That's where I kind of got my bearings was pop music, was
Yup.
Hanson. It was Hanson, 100%.
Bop.
Yeah. And so when I write a song, like, if it feels catchy and poppy, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
This one didn't feel that way to me, and I only kept it because Walt Wilkins said he liked it.
Well, there you go.
So it's so different from... Oh, I'm only chatting because I'm trying not to cry because that song of yours just hits me.
Oh.
Okay, here I go. I will stop
Yay.
blabbering. Here I go. So I've been putting Jana's links at the bottom here, but maybe I'll put mine up top here. It makes a huge difference to folks like us when people like or follow us on the various social media platforms or on our websites and stuff. So I'm going to give you mine. What did time do? I don't see you anymore, but I have the scars to tell, the stories of our youth. We ran the world, our glory days were yet to come. We could be anything, we could be better than where we came from. I was so scared of leaving when the time had come. Like my granddad sitting on the same porch like he'd always done. Hometown son, down the winding road I used to know. But I'm standing here alone, you can never go home. See the ghost of it. Here is the church where we learned the love the Savior brings. But I never felt believing was in my blood. Here is the school where we learned the brutal things. People love you one day and then they go away. It don't matter how your heart sings. But I was so scared of leaving when the time had come. Like my granddad sitting on the same porch like he'd always done. Hometown son, down the winding road I used to know. But I'm standing here alone, you can never go home again. You can never go home again. You can only see the ghost of it. Here is the door I used to make my escape. There are voices inside. I wanna die 'cause I don't see one familiar face. You can never go home again. You can never go home again. You can only see the ghost of it. Trying not to giggle. And failing. Oh, man.
So good.
Thank you. I'm trying to...
Yeah,
fix her.
Walt was right. So, I mean,
Thank you.
not that I'm shocked that Walt Wilkins was right, but
He's just so amazingly uplifting.
I'm so excited that y'all are working together. He is just one of my favorite human beings on the planet. Yeah.
Truly, like, anytime I've walked away from a conversation with him or a studio day, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
I feel great. I can do anything in the world.
He's like a walking Buddha kind of on this earth. Like,
Yes.
there are those people, and you're just like, cool.
Just
I'm gonna
yeah.
be
Yeah.
around that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, just like his presence. Just I feel like I'm with my Miyagi.
Yes.
That's what's in my mind.
We all need
Oh.
those people.
My friend Dave Schneider is saying that he owes us some cheesecake. My friend Dave Schneider makes amazing cheesecake.
Well, heck.
So here's what we do, Jana. You plan a trip here to Cape Cod.
Done.
We'll do a house concert, and then Dave can bring cheesecake.
Amazing.
And then, we'll just full circle here.
You know, Grace, I am going to embark on a adventure and live in New York City for 10 months. So I'm going to
saw
be close
that.
to you.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
we'll make this happen.
Okay.
Shawnee, can you get here within that time frame? We'll include you in the
she'll-
cheesecake.
She can get there.
Yes, look it. All caps. She's only commenting in caps tonight, but I love it.
Yeah.
Can we
that's
just-
how Shawnee Kilgore and I, who is a brilliant songwriter, I bet we'll talk about her more later, but she and I have only texted in all caps. We don't correct our spelling either, and so it's turned into its own language that our phones recognize. It's bizarre. We're the only people that communicate like that. Like, I don't yell at anybody else, but
But what a beautiful friendship.
it is. It's great.
I have a question for you. If one or the other of you texted the other and said, "We need to talk," would that still be stressful, or are you at a place in your friendship where that would just be like a, haha?
I mean, if one of us said that, it would be serious. But I think we trust each other enough that it would, like, we could do it. But unless
funny.
it was like, we need to talk, you bought the last bottle of bourbon and we're out. So I'm good. Yeah, so I don't know.
This is a public service announcement. Like, I have not responded to friends for a long time because what they said to me was, "We need to talk," and I'm like,
Just
that's awful.
Do not. I yell about. You have to give context. Same with like, hey, can I call you later? Well, about what? It depends.
Yes, because the call implies that it's of a serious nature.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we are in society right now.
That's
so
true.
I need to tell my mom this too. This is really a message for my mom. Like, don't tell me I need to talk to you. Because instantly I'm like, what has happened? What
Yep.
trauma has befallen you? Or what did I do wrong? It's
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, we need to talk. I'm gonna try that on Shawnee at some point after
In
she's
all caps.
forgotten about this. Yeah.
awful. Yeah, just see what
See what
happens.
happens. I'll report back.
Feel it out. Okay, so I wanted to brag on you because you got into a master's program at Berkeley. This is so exciting.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's real exciting. Mary Bragg, who is a fantastic songwriter, has been doing this program at Berkeley, New York City, and it's a songwriting and production focused master's degree, and she's in their first cohort, I think it came at a time when the application was due where I was also told I had to move out of where I was living, and we're in year 2 of a pandemic, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, fine, I'll make an application. And I did the whole thing, and I was like, I have no read. I got my bachelor's degree in 2005, so I was like, I don't know if I'm a winning candidate here, but
I think you are.
They let me in, so I'm gonna go to New York for 10 months and learn things at Berkeley. I'm terrified and excited. So.
I'm so excited for you. So you never want to assume, right? But I thought we were about the same age. So we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
And my first panic in the pandemic was, oh my gosh, I have no more career anymore. I should have been a school teacher.
I know.
Because I'm
We all went through
licensed
that.
to be one. But, it's been such a long time because it was 2008 that I graduated. I'm like, I don't even know how to do school anymore.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, okay, well, I would need to take that master's degree test.
Oh, God.
So, so I started doing practice tests and quickly realized that, I couldn't do math in 2008. I most definitely can't do it now. And then I started doing, practice 4th grade adding fractions. That was my
Oh my
panic
God.
during the pandemic.
If Berkeley throws math at me, I'm going home, but I don't know.
That was a long-winded way of asking you, like, did you have to do a stupid entrance exam?
I was nervous about that, but no, we did like a application, and then I did a video, kind of, here's me, here's my life story, and then I had a letter of recommendation from Eliza Gilkison, and that probably helped. And then they did an interview with me, and that was it. I was so nervous they were going to ask like music theory questions. Like, I know a little. I'm a journeyman music theorist, not a professional. But the hardest thing they asked at the interview was, if you were producing some vocals on a song, like, what plug-in chain would you use? And I was like, that's what I'm going to school for. So and they were like, that's cool.
My answer would have been GarageBand. So.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, I'm excited.
Is that your end goal? You'd like to produce other people?
I would love to produce myself and other people. And Mary Bragg was kind of a impetus in that she told me about her application, and one of the stats she used was that 3% of people in recording and engineering are women, which means 97% are men. And I was just like, that's so fucked up. And I love it so much that it's just it's a joy to me to dig in and mess around in like a recording DAW. So I hope to shift that a little, and just make, if women want to work with me, have them be comfortable in a studio. I feel like I've had great studio experiences, but there's always a moment where you're like, who's winning here? You know, it's fascinating. So all that.
It's so true, because I think, you know, other than singer-songwritering, for the most of my musical career, I've rarely worked with women. It's always men. Like when I was in a pit band playing piano, like it's all men.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing, and why?
And I mean, I'm even guilty of it. I had awesome players on my record who I picked out each one, and I love them, and it's 80% men. I mean, it's just like, man, we just have to start tipping the scale.
Was that a cat?
That was Nana Cat.
Nana Cat?
She's probably hungry.
Your cat's name is Nana?
Shawnee's cat's name is Nana.
Shawnee's cat's name is... I love that.
I am the very excited aunt. I come visit Nana sometimes when Shawnee's at work.
Sweet.
We just hang out.
So I have 3 cats, and they have the stupidest names in the world.
Tell me.
So the first, I only got cats because someone was like, I have these kittens and they need a home, and then you know they show you the kitten, you're like, oh, obviously I'll take this cat.
Yeah.
So I was only gonna have one, and I named him my little niece. She was 4 at the time, and she was keeping one of the kittens, and I said, what's your cat's name? And she said, it's Rock Beetle Brian. And I said, oh, well, what should Auntie's cat's name be? And she goes, Rock Stone Jake. Oh, there she is. My niece is actually watching now. She's now 18.
Stone Jake.
So Rockstone Jake was my first cat, and then they were like, hey, but this one last kitten doesn't have a home. You certainly want 2, right? And so that one just didn't have a name for a while. And I was like 22 and had my first apartment by myself, and I was having like keg parties all the time. Anyway, it was a time in life. And so like I had one of these drunken parties, and we all collectively decided the cat's name was Yoda.
Oh, perfect.
And then years later, the same thing happened with the same person. Like, I have this kitten that needs a home. So I took the cat, and that one, it was going to have a normal name like Lucy. And then as I was driving the cat home, she just kept going, meow, meow. And so her name is Mew.
Mew.
Rockstone Jake, Yoda, and Mew. Do I feel stupid when I call the vet for Rockstone Jake's thyroid medications? Yes, I do.
You know what? You probably make the vet happy every time, though.
They're like, what's the animal's name? And I'm like, Rockstone Jake.
And that's probably not the weirdest one they've heard, so.
Well, they often Yes, Yoda!
Speaking of Yoda.
They often misname him and call him Rocksteady. You know, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Jake.
Rocksteady. Yoda. So cute. So, I feel like I've like talked a lot because I don't talk to very many other humans. I would love to hear another song.
I mean, we could just keep talking about cats, though. Okay.
Cats and ice cubes. And we didn't even get to Johnny Depp yet. So.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. We need that update. Okay. Well, Grace, that last song was beautiful and about going home and can you. And this is my, I guess, macro view of Where's Home and Are We There Yet? It's called Maps, and it's my existential crises song. So here we go. When we land on this earth, we begin by counting upwards till we're grown and learn the curse. But the clock is counting backwards, and the fear spins wheels around. We measure miles and stops between, measure 6 feet in the ground for our last ride in a black machine in time, spent in cars. The middle lines are just stitches that we sew through the dark, tiny marks, asphalt and Morse code, maps to get us home. Chase takes us time to turn the key and start. When we get brave, when we recognize our heart, how it beats, how it hums, how sometimes it gets violent. Hell on wheels, it just runs on sorcery and science, and on time spent in hearts. The jagged lines are just stitches that we sew through the dark, tiny marks, arteries and bone, maps to get us home. Look for meaning in celestial friction, the heavens speaking or our intuition. Is it God in our head? Is it dust from our time spent in stars, a grand design? From the stitches that we sew through the dark, tiny marks, moonlight and black holes, arteries and bone, asphalt and Morse code, maps to get us home. So we land on Earth alone.
Bravo. Love that. Was the last line, "We land on Earth alone"?
Yes.
You're such a poet.
Thanks.
That's so beautiful.
Thank
I've been
you.
having all the feels lately. Ooh, wait.
Oh, Hunt's here. Hunt loves maps.
How can you
I
not
think
love
of-
maps?
Every time I play maps, I think of Hunt. So thank you, Hunt. I'm so glad you're here.
It's so good. So good.
Thanks.
So I've been so my son is 3 and I've been like really having a lot of mom tears lately. And I was just someone close to me was in the hospital the other day, and they've converted the maternity ward into the emergency room now, and we were sitting in the room where my son had been born, and I was just
Wow.
like, oh, this is where he entered the world. I was just
Oh man,
It's so-
yeah.
it makes me so emotional. So that jumps me off to the song I'm gonna do.
I'll just quickly, I need to say, you and Shawnee need to write the the maternity ward is turned into the emergency ward. Anyway, there's something there.
There is yes. Can we do
Lord.
that? Can we do that when I'm in
Please.
Austin
Okay, done.
next week? I'm imagining Shawnee's not staying at the ranch.
She is. I think everyone's
You be
staying
there?
at the ranch. I'll be there. She'll be there.
Okay, good. All right, so let's do this. I would
Done.
love to work on that song.
Okay.
I'm so emotional right now. And I'll tell you why too, because I'm gonna be gone for Mother's Day because Serenade is on Mother's Day weekend.
That's
And
right.
not that my son knows the difference, but I told my husband, I was like, I just feel so guilty. Like, I'm the worst mom because I am leaving him for a
Yeah.
week and it's on Mother's Day. And he's like, he doesn't give a shit, right? Like, he doesn't know. And then my husband re-lyriced Cats in the Cradle
Oh, God.
to be about a mom. And I was
No.
like, dude, that's so mean.
Just a stab in the heart. Oh, God.
I'm having a hard time. So anyway, I'm going to do a song about my son.
Yay.
But I was thinking about, I was talking about feeling sad and missing home. And then you were talking about, like with maps, like, can we even go there? And existential crises.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that one of the most wonderful parts about being a mom is that whenever I'm having one of those really horribly sad, like, I want to go home moments, all I need to do is be with him. And it's just, like, gone. I'm like, oh, okay, this is exactly where I need to be right now.
That's a gift. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Ugh.
It's so cool, but it's so hard, too. Like, I think that being a mom is the hardest thing I've ever done because you can truly never relax. It's like that Lauren McKenna song, A Mother Never Rests. You're just
Yeah.
always on and wondering, and
I can't imagine. Every time. Yeah.
it's really the most fascinating thing. And I'm still, like, I think other moms, like, when they go back to work, like, I haven't really gone back to work. And so, therefore, I still feel like I'm in that newborn phase where you're like, I got dressed today. Go me.
Yeah, totally. Which is a deal. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So that's kind of what this song is about. Let's see here. Then I'm gonna throw this thing up. Jana, if you have a Patreon, private message me on here the link to it, and I'll make it a banner for you. So I have a Patreon page. And I put every new song that I write, good or bad, goes up on my Patreon page. And, if you're not sure what Patreon is, it's just a really cool way to support artists that you love. And in fact, patrons were mentioned in the Johnny Depp trial just today. And we can get back to Johnny Depp in a moment. But anyway, if you'd like to support us on our Patreon pages, it makes a big old difference. He looks up, and I'm weary. It's enough to break me. The eyes that I color, the fingers I'm counting, they think that I smother, the pressure is mounting. Hard as the others, they say that it is. No glory or greater mountain to miss than this. How could I know that I would fall? Victim of the sharpest arrow of all. Just a stroke of his hand, and I fall through quicksand. I'm a mess, and it's deeper than ever before. Oh, arms that are always begging for more. I've read all the good books and scholarly papers about what makes a good wife, mother, caretaker. I put them all down every time he calls. He carries the sharpest arrow of all. What makes me move? What makes me whole? What makes me grasp for anything to hold? He just wants to please me. He don't know it's so easy. I count all the moments till I see his eyes. I can't help it, there is no sufficient disguise. I walked in for every inch of my soul, grasping at moments that I couldn't hold. Everything I give it freely. I hope when he's older that he still sees me. I long for his soft touch again and again. Someday when he's older, will he be my friend? How could I know that I would fall? Apostle of the sharpest arrow of all. Still trying to hold my giggles in.
Play
I had a
killer
funny
song like that and then giggled. It's the perfect antidote. It's like, okay, Grace is fine.
I have a question about that song.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, I knew I was writing that for my child. And I felt like I put clear language in it to be, like, from mother to child. But someone else listened to it, they're like, I thought that was about your lover. And I'm like, that feels creepy. Did it sound like it could have been construed that way to you?
I don't think so, but you also introduced it. But, when he's older, I hope he'll be my friend. Like, that seems, I think you're pretty clear.
I worried about it. Well, I'd be interested if anyone else maybe didn't hear my introduction. It was that, and it was, the other way I tried to make it clear was with the eyes that I color and the fingers I'm counting. Because, like you do that. Maybe the person just wasn't listening.
Yeah, I bet it's more on that person than your songwriting. I'm gonna triple say, yeah.
Thank you. It's a paranoia that I have because I spent so long, like, not giving a shit what my lyrics were. I was just like, the melody's cool, and these are the words I said. Here's my song.
Totally.
So, like, I've been working so hard to make it clear.
Oh,
thank you, Carolyn.
Carolyn's a kick-ass songwriter and a mom, so she's the one to ask. So, yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna take Carolyn's thoughts. That's what I'm going with. Was I'm gonna whisper this. Was Shawnee interested in doing that song, or no? There was no pressure whatsoever.
All I know is that she put on red pants after you asked that, and I feel like that was a good indicator of her willingness to. If the red pants come on,
is she handy? Is she there? And like, I know she's handy because she paints houses.
She's pretty handy.
Now might be a great time.
Now might be a time. Do you need a capo for this song?
No.
Okay.
Do you do harmonies on this, Jana?
I was listening because
from afar, maybe. Yeah.
I felt like you did when I heard it in that song circle that night.
Well, but I had a lot of bourbon. Grace. Just a ton of bourbon. Okay, I'm gonna. We can share headphones.
Okay, so I'm gonna take myself out of this,
you're gonna scoot over and then I'll. No, we're gonna share this. I thought you're gonna get up.
While you guys are situated, I'm gonna wonder: is it Shawnee Kilgore? Look at you! You look like you've been prepared for this show. That's a fabulous outfit. I love your pants. Is it ShawneeKilgore.com? Because I will type a banner.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm out of here, guys.
You.
Shawnee
Okay.
captivated me with this song.
Thank you. I want to point out to Carolyn that we are using the headphones that I bought to do your show. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay. Grace would like to hear this song. This is a song written it was in Amarillo, Texas, and it was inspired by our house concert host named Kramer. Kramer had amazing stories. I wanted to hear Kramer tell me all about Texas, and he did. And at one point, Kramer said, "That's too much Texas for me," and promised him that I would go home and write this. Jana and I drove back, and William Wallace helped me write it when we got home. So this is for Kramer and for Grace. I should take these off. I learned from the best. Okay. They put it on t-shirts, they put it on hats, belt buckles and pavers and cheese. They even cut steaks in the shape of the state. That's too much Texas for me. We drove for 8 hours across 10 county lines with no end in sight I could see. I ain't seen a Starbucks in 500 miles. That's too much Texas for me. Too much Texas for me. It's every horizon I see. Too much Texas, too much Texas. That's too much Texas for me. You singing? You're not. It sounds good. You can do it. You're finding emerald on the mountains. Yeah. There's ragweed, there's cedar, there's elm, and there's oak. There's mold and more pollen from trees. It's harder to breathe than it is to buy guns. Well, that's too much Texas for me. Too much Texas for me. It's every horizon I see. Too much Texas, too much Texas. That's too much Texas for me. 5 pounds of ribeye, an hour to eat. The billboards are saying it's free. You can't waltz across much with that kind of a gut. Well, it's too much Texas for me. Too much Texas for me. It's every horizon I see. Too much Texas, too much Texas. That's too much Texas for me. Too much Texas, too much Texas. That's too much Texas for me.
That's the best song. I love that song. Did I accurately hear you say that you haven't seen a Starbucks in however many hours? Is that a line in there? Because that was my
500
big
miles. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my big struggle when we were just driving
Roswell
through.
to Abilene. No, Roswell to...
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just have to give in and go to the gas station and get it in a can.
What
It's
I
either
did-
that or like not make it home, you know.
What I did was I just bought 2. So
Yeah,
like
that's
when we
smart.
found one, I just bought
Ooh,
2
that's smart.
coffees, two
Yeah.
snack boxes, and that's what.
And that does it. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, that song is
Awesome.
so good, so good.
Thank you. I'm excited to see you soon.
Yes, oh, me too. So
Yeah.
I just tell everybody, because I talk about Songwriter Serenade on here every week,
Yeah.
that Shawnee's a finalist also. I'm so excited. And the best
It's gonna be
part
fun.
is that, well, at least for me, because I've only been one other time, like, I just loved every other songwriter, both as an artist and a human being. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so looking forward to hanging out.
Yeah, yes, you too.
And writing that
Okay.
song we're going to write.
We're gonna write it. We're gonna do it. Okay, back to the J-Po. Here you go.
Thank you.
I feel like I should have made you get me another bourbon while I had the floor.
I really should have been your bourbon girl because you've been mine, but
Everybody needs a bourbon girl, I think.
I have really landed the account by having a bourbon girl. But
I forget whose turn it was. I think, did I do my mom's song and then we had Shawnee, so now it's your turn.
oh, I mean, you could definitely play another song if you wanted to.
No, I feel like my math leads me to you.
Okay, good. You're better at math, so I'm
Oh my
gonna
God, please don't say that. You don't
Shut
understand. Like, I truly had to practice adding fractions from the 4th grade math, for a good 6 months.
If you had me factor an equation, I just couldn't do it. I don't know. It left my brain immediately upon graduation from high school. So
Can I tell you a secret?
yeah.
So I graduated high school with like a 3.9, but only because our chemistry teacher and the math teacher liked me as a person. Like, the math teacher was a musician, and so just helped me get the answers. And the
Perfect.
chemistry teacher actually like quit in the middle of the year, so we weren't held accountable for chemistry. So that's how I got through that. And then same thing in college, like the only math I had to take was math and music, and I wrote an essay about why I should get an A. And
And that's why we need to teach our kids to be scrappy instead of just think they need to know everything. You don't. You just need to be scrappy about what you do know and what you don't.
yes, that's another song we can write.
There we go.
Okay, I
That's
digress.
awesome.
What you got?
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna do one of those. Let's go a completely different direction. Because I love that song so much. Thanks, Shawnee. I got to do an artist residency in Washington, D.C. at this cool place called the Mansion on O. Walt Wilkins goes there quite a bit. He's why I met those lovely people there. And I got to be, it was 2021, so it was like we had been cooped up for a year and a half, and I was like, guys, I need to, can I come hang out? And they let me hang out for 2 weeks, and it was incredible, and I just wrote songs. We wandered around D.C., and D.C. is just, I have always loved that city. It's full of history, and it's full of secrets and weird stuff, and I love it. So I wrote this kind of, it's like a spy love song. I don't know. That's what it is. It's called Down Low. Every time. We're made of arteries and veins. What we're drowning in spills back out again. It was inevitable. We'd get drunk and make out, put our coats back on, fade into the crowd, swear it on my soul. On the down low, at some stoplight somewhere on some lonely avenue, your song will play on shuffle, and I'll feel a pull. There's a few things I miss from my scratched out notes. Sound of steps on porch boards, scrape of knives on toast. Keep it to the cold. I'll keep it on the down low. Swear it on my soul. I'll keep it on the down low. There's a big wide world that you'll never live in, that your mood can't touch, that won't make me spin. So I go out sometimes, I put on my coat and I smile like always. Do it for the show. Everyone I've told will keep it on the down low. Swear it on my soul. Keep it on the down low. Thanks, Gilmore.
That was stunning.
Thanks.
You are in the show. You're in the show.
In the show. That was awesome. You got a good bourbon girl when you sing a song that you've never recorded, and she's like, I know this one.
I think maybe I said this to you before. I just so desperately want to either play piano or accordion with you.
Oh, yeah, I want piano and accordion played
I was
with
hearing
me by you.
little things that I could do. I'm
gonna learn how to record shit, Grace, and then we're just gonna be unstoppable. Like,
yes, we are.
Happen.
Yes, we are. I feel like I had something important to say, but it has exited my brain.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna jump in with a song. Oh no, the line that we get drunk and make out line is just so good. Like it just pulls you in, and I love that it's a spy love song.
Yeah. I'll try to make this quick. I had a little hang date with my friend Andy, who grew up around DC, and his wife also. And Andy told me one time when they were dating in college, he walked to go pick up Mary, and she lived in Georgetown. And there's always been like kind of a homeless guy that hung out in the neighborhood and on Mary's corner, and they just knew him, and he'd been there a long time. And then this one day there was like a scuffle in the street, and this is vague, I don't know what it meant, but there was an altercation in the street, and the homeless guy jumps up and pulls a gun. Turns out he was like Secret Service the whole time. And that's what happens in Washington DC is Secret Service disguise themselves as unhoused people so that they can watch things. Anyway,
wow,
I love that town.
That's a fun story. I really love it too, because I have this like secret dream. It's not a secret anymore that I'm in that Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
I just want to be like one of the curators that knows the thing he needs to know. Like
this is why we get along. Yeah.
Yeah, like I have this 18th century box with a carving on the bottom, right?
Oh, you mean that? Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And I know everything there is to know about it. That's my dream. That's me.
Amazing. Okay, I have two requests. I want you to play a song, and then I need you to tell us about the Johnny Depp trial, because I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll fill you in. You got it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, man. This is really fun. It's usually, I've been doing these by myself lately. Just I've been having a hard time booking other artists. This is way more fun.
I'm like around. You can just...
Okay. Yes. Okay. Buttons. Okay. Here. This is what I do here. Okay. That's what happens when I have a little wine, guys. All right. Here's my website. So this is another song that's relatively new, and in the old world when we used to perform all the time, like you'd have a chance to practice the way you introduce songs. And I, like, my favorite thing to do is to have a little shtick that I know will make people laugh. I don't know what the hell to say about this song. The truth is that I'm obsessed with history and antiques and genealogy and all of these things, right? And the house my grandfather grew up in is this tiny little house that was built in 1880. I drive by it every day, and it's been abandoned since 1956. And I would drive by it all the time and be like, I just want to go inside, like, so bad. I just need to be in this house. Like, I need to feel the energy of my grandfather. And but it's been boarded up, and I'm not a criminal, so I hadn't gone in. And then one day I went by, and some real criminal had broken in already. And I was like, oh, well, this is me manifesting. Like, this is the universe saying, Grace, you need to enter this home. So I went inside, and I was just like... Everything was as it had been left, and like pine sol, from the 60s, sitting on the counter. It was amazing, and I was just struck by like the how sturdy the things were in it. Like the piano, my great grandmother's piano that she played and played for silent movies, like you could still play it, and like the family Bible's there. And I found this souvenir from the funeral of Ulysses S. Grant, like just the coolest things. And what I was thinking about, how is like things were made to be sturdy because you only get one of them, right? And they had to last forever. But people were also expected to be sturdy. Like you weren't allowed to say, and people just didn't say, like, I feel anxious today. Like there was no mental health help. So it was just an interesting contrast to me how like the stuff was meant to be sturdy and the people were meant to be sturdy. But I just feel like we're all kind of broken people. So, and I've actually found most of my strength by admitting to people that I'm a little broken. And so that's what this is about. My great-grandma's chair still standing, dusty thing but proud. Her piano strings still singing, out of tune but loud. 100 years living, and it still wants more. Maybe just hold on till we're past the pain it brings, and we're all just broken things. That's my grandpa's old jalopy. Still can't turn it on. Out the door and down the road, can't stop us once we're gone. 100 years living, and it still wants just broken things. Thought I was tough wearing an old punk rock t-shirt. Thought I was tough till I knew what it meant to hurt. My granddad stood there stoic as a wall. I wonder if he felt pain at all. Well, of course he did. He was just a little kid back when we don't talk about it. This old house has seen its share of hearts broke on the floor. It will be here after I'm gone, opening its doors. Maybe modern hearts aren't meant to last. We just hold on till we're past the pain it brings. Yeah, we're all just broken things. Ooh. goddamn giggle. I cannot stop giggling. Jana, I'm trying to unmute you, and I...
That's me.
Oh,
it's
there
me.
you go.
Sorry. I was just like, I love all that. I was just expounding.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
The story itself is so cool. Like, dang. And then you wrote a song about it. That's what I love, when a songer's like, here's a real thing, and then here's a song about the real thing.
It's fun.
Cool.
It's such a frustration for me lately because I've been trying so hard to have like clear language and have a song that I don't need to say anything about that still carries its message. And like with that one, I'm like, I really don't know what it's about other than comparing antiques and people.
It's got the perfect, you don't need to explain anything.
I got this like Nashville songwriting thing stuck in my head, you know, like every line must clearly indicate what is happening.
Right. Relate the chair to the thing. Anyway. Man.
Oh, Larry,
love it.
thank you. That's so sweet.
Larry's here. Andrew's here. Awesome.
Yes, and Andrew, he loves your lyrics and you.
Well, hey.
So, I mean, and Brian is here.
Mutual.
I love Brian McCloskey. So, what do you want to know about the Johnny Depp thing?
Whose side are we on? We're on Johnny Depp's side, right?
I am. So I was reserving, and I probably should reserve judgment till I hear from Amber Heard. But I'm Team Johnny at the moment.
Okay.
I believe him.
And it's real messy, right? I know that much.
It's real messy. It's like, if you believe Johnny, then she's an outright liar.
Okay.
You know, all right. No, Carolyn thinks he's a wife beater. So we're on. I know. And so we still have to hear from Amber. We still have to hear.
Right.
You know, it's hard. And
Maybe
Carolyn says that
gaslight each other. Maybe it's mutual.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree. But here are two takeaways.
She's talking about us, Grace. No. Just kidding.
Well, I wouldn't disagree about me. So here's the two takeaways. Number one, rich people weddings. Rich people things. Because they kept talking about, like, Johnny was in penthouse number 3, but then Amber was in penthouse number 5. And I'm like, okay, first of all, what's a penthouse? Because is that just an apartment?
I think it's the top apartment. Yeah. It's an apartment, but it's at the top.
So my knowledge of penthouses is strictly from the 1966 Adam West Batman movie, where Catwoman is undercover as Ms. Kitka. And Ms. Kitka is in the penthouse. Like, that's what I know about what a penthouse is. It has cats and cushy things from the 60s.
I mean.
So there's number one. And then number two is that a rich people, their wedding program, you know, you get like the little fancy card at a wedding. And it had the order of events. And the last event was dancing and drugs. Just right there on the thing.
Holy moly.
Like, that's what rich people do? Is that... I don't know.
So. Yes. I believe if you're at a certain level in Hollywood, like, cocaine is just a thing. Like, it's like coffee, but it's cocaine because it's Hollywood and you have money. Anyway.
Get this. It blows my mind. Did you see what I just did there? But, like, I just can't... Like, I thought from being a musician and playing what I called rich people parties, like, in my mind, rich people parties is you can hire me and you have a caterer. And I think this is a whole new level of rich people.
A whole other level. I've been in the music business. I've been touring. I toured with Susan Gibson for a long time, since 2008, and only one time in, what is that, 14 years have we been offered cocaine. And we said no, but one time. That's the folk world, though.
And when you were offered, yeah, that's not a common occurrence. When you were offered the cocaine, was it by a rich person?
Kinda, yeah. It was like a private party, but like Texas private, so it was in like somebody's machine shed, but they had a lot of money, so they apparently had cocaine.
It was such a... Carolyn says folkies don't do coke. I've never seen it in real life.
Like, not at Folk Alliance or any... But I don't think... I think certain people are watching and they're like, those guys have no idea. Like, it's everywhere, but it's not in my circle. So.
Yeah, I've just never seen it in real life. And then there was this funny moment where the defense attorney who's against Johnny Depp shows him this picture of a wooden box, and he says, "Now, isn't this where you kept your cocaine?" And Johnny Depp's like, "Well, in my experience, cocaine is delivered in a baggie." Anyway, it's just, I share these things with you because, and anyone who hasn't watched this, you're really doing yourself a disservice. You're learning so much about the upper echelons of society, which I think just speaks to the world that we live in. There's so much to be learned.
There's a whole level that's several flights up. I don't know. Shawnee and I thought we were fancy. We went downtown Austin and we got 2 old fashions, and the cost was $72. And we were like, no, we can't live like this anymore. We're not made for this. End it now.
Yeah, it's wild. You just, and then you wonder, like, how can someone like that even relate to the rest of us?
I know.
I don't know if you can. It's just wackadoo, man. But as the court TV announcer said, no one's going to jail at the end of this trial. It's just good, fun trial. Let's just enjoy the trial.
Oh my God. Another indication of being really rich. No one's going to jail.
You're just having this lawsuit just to make a point.
Wow.
Can I tell you one stupid fact about me, and then I think we'll have you do the last song?
Oh, man. Okay.
Hi, Trevor. Carolyn has a side on this, like, Depp should go to jail.
Carolyn also has a lot of law experience, so she...
Oh, so she...
Yeah.
So in 1998, I was in, like, between 7th and 8th grade, and there was... I don't know if you remember, there was this guy, Joshua Phillips, who was, like, our age, and he was on trial in Florida. And it was the first time I ever, like, I watched the whole thing on court TV as, like, this 13-year-old, and Nancy Grace was on there.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer someday. So I started watching Matlock and studying Matlock to get my law experience.
That's not bad. But we could use some more lawyers like Matlock, baby.
I think so. They get to the bottom of things.
That's hilarious.
They always find the truth.
I love that.
Okay, that's enough of me talking about what a nerd I am.
Oh, man.
There was a song request for you earlier.
Oh.
You lit me?
Oh.
You don't have to do that, but it was a request that was put up there.
Did Tom ask for that? I bet
Yep.
it was Tom. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And I'm just going to say one more time before Jana does this last song that this is our job, and we are not rich like Johnny Depp. So if you wanted to support us, you could just put dollars here.
I'm going to be eating ramen noodles in New York City, but if y'all tip, I might get the spicy kind. So.
Oh, can I give you one piece of advice? You're talking about ramen. The other night, my son wanted SpaghettiOs, and I didn't have really any money, so I went to Aldi. Do you have an Aldi near you? And I went in to get SpaghettiOs, and it was only 67 cents. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting dinner for 67 cents. And then we got home, and I gave him the SpaghettiOs, and he looked at me, he goes, don't buy Aldi SpaghettiOs. It's not
Aldi.
Not worth it.
You got to get the real SpaghettiOs.
You must.
Lesson.
Okay, here you go.
Okay. Tom, thanks for asking for this one. I happen to have the capo on the right spot. Okay. This one's called You Lit Me. If I could just open my mouth, tell you straight what I've been thinking. Every night instead of making the round time on the couch with the seats that's sinking. If I could just hold your gaze instead of checking my goddamn phone. All the turns of all my phrases took me down the wrong road, but we can scrape stuff out of mountains to power this city. We've been screaming through outer space since the 60s, but I'm not brave enough to tell you how much you lit me up, you lit me. about every spark, all caps, and I would light your screen with all my thinking. You love science, I make art. Both work in a beautiful machine. We can scrape stuff out of mountains to power this city. We've been screaming through outer space since the 60s, but I'm not brave enough to tell you how much you've lit me up. You lit me. Tell you first, I feel like running away. Could you please go first? 'Cause we can scrape stuff out of mountains to power this city. We've been screaming through outer space since the 60s, so I'll be brave enough. Tell you how much you lit me up, you lit me. You lit me.
You can't. Oh, you can hear me now. You are something. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. You just
Thanks.
have these zingers in your songs.
It's all dorkiness, Grace. It's just be a big dork and write songs.
No, it's be real.
Nah.
It's say the things
Thank
that
you.
speak to people. You are so stinking good.
Thanks.
You're
Shawnee's-
Shawnee is too. So I need to share this with you. So Brian McCloskey, I was in this band, right? And the band broke up. And then Brian McCloskey, I met him, and he made me keep going as a solo artist because he believed in me.
I wanted to say hi, Brian. I love you. Okay.
Yeah, you can't not love Brian once you know him. And so here's what he says. He said that he met Shawnee in 2011 in Austin and fell in love with her. And then he heard me in 2012 and he fell in love with me. And now he's hearing you, Jana, and he's falling in love with you.
Yay! It's working.
Brian's the best.
It is working. Just throwing this out there. This is like throwing bait into the river to see if a fish bites it. But like, what do you gals think? Like, we could do some shows together in and around Brian McCloskey's neck of the woods.
Oh,
Yes.
You know?
already done.
And
Like, don't we have that booked yet? I don't. What?
yeah, no,
that.
I've penciled it in. Yeah.
So
We're
we
gonna-
have that, and we have cheesecake.
Yep.
Yes.
We get
And
the cheesecake.
other things between.
We can do the cranberry wine. You know, in our
some bourbon.
cranberry wine.
Oh my gosh, we could write that. We can write that on my cranberry bogs. Like, we could be there. So many places this could
Wait,
go.
there's
You have
cranberry,
cranberry
bogs for
bogs?
real?
We do. We have 40 acres of cranberry bogs.
Grace, you
Those
just
were my favorite books as kids.
continue
the
to-
what was it? Cranberry. The sailor guy. I have to find them and tell you.
Yes, you'll have to tell me about this.
I'll find it.
Yes. So we've got a lot of plans now, the three of us.
And
Which-
we're going to Denver to see Carolyn. Okay, we're just keep adding to it.
Yeah, we'll make a whole thing. We can really plan this out in Austin when I see you next week.
Absolutely. I
Yes,
can't
great.
wait. Grace, this was a blast. Thank you so much.
So much fun, so much fun. So everybody, please go check out. I'm gonna do this one more time. Go here, and then where'd my banner go? Then go to ShawneeKilgore.com,
Yes.
and then you can go to my website, and then you can put
Yes.
tips here, and then you can follow us. You can follow us on all the stuff, right? Did I catch
You
everything?
nailed it.
All right. Have a
Okay.
wonderful night, everybody. Thanks for
Cheers.
hanging out.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
Here's this circle where like we might still be live.
We might still.